Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism. This refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous Swimming in Narc-Infested Waters. And here's her story. Agree, apologize. There is no winning arguments. Notice when the narcissist wants to argue, fight, debate. You can sincerely apologize, acknowledge and agree that they are right, and they still twist it, gaslight, and try to keep the argument going. My perfectionist narc hubby reminded me about how I put away a coffee scale wrong. It is a small square-shaped flat scale like a disk drive. I put it away vertically and he wants it horizontally. Either way, you put stuff on or around it. I said, fine, okay, I will try to remember to put it away your way the next time. Why is it got, who decided his way is the way? See, this is the main problem with this is one of the main problems with narcissists. Who died and told and decided your way is the way? Who made that decision? Who gave you that fucking power? Nobody. But this is how the narcissist thinks and walks around, believing everything they do is right, everything they do is the proper way, okay? As if they have been anointed by God, where your methods are the methods. Your way of doing things is the way of doing things. Who died and gave you that authority? No one. No one. Who says your way is the right way or the wrong way? Who decides which way you stand the scale up when it's being stored? That's your problem. See, that's your main problem. Okay, I will try to remember to put it away your way the next time. No, fuck yourself. Who says your way is the right way? Who gives you that type of authority? Where do you get that power from? He's trying to work on being patient and flexible. So then he says, it isn't a big deal. You could do it your way. My way just saves space. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Massa. Thank you. So it isn't really about, if it could be put away my way, so it isn't really about the scale. It's about the argument. And what is the point of the argument? The point of the argument is to beat you down, make you unsure of anything you do, okay? And that way he has greater control over the situation at all times. I said, it's fine, you're probably right. It probably does save more space. I just forgot. And there it is. You keep feeding his supply here. Okay? Because now you're being contrite, like you've done fucking something wrong for putting a scale flat instead of horizontally. They hang you up over the lamest things. Because again, the narcissist thinks they're God. The reason why they think their opinion is the opinion is because the narcissist walks around like they're God. Like they are God. Especially the religious narcissists. Then he didn't like my tone in words of, fine, I'll do it your way. Yes, that was fast. I accepted, acquiesced, ready to end the conversation. I feel like the man in my marriage. I would rather not talk about silly stuff, and I definitely don't want to be nagged. I am just trying to train myself to put stuff away. So I said, please give me the right words and the right tone so I could say it in a better way. I was not being sarcastic but sincere. I am tired, depressed, and spoken words do not come fast or easy to me. I just want peace and am willing to learn a better way to organize and speak. Then he decides to change tack and is irritated that now he has to come up with what I should say to him and says he's married to his mother. Well, he probably is in a certain way. Because your husband, in a big way, is a son husband. Son husbands usually try to find mirrors to their mothers, whether they realize it or not. He probably wouldn't be with you in the first place if you didn't in some way remind him of his own mother. That's a fact. His mother is probably a victim BPD narcissist who had a lot of health problems and goes on and on about how she isn't young as she used to be. So tired, can't find the words, and her mind doesn't work the way it used to, but it takes 5 minutes to do it 5 times in every conversation. She hasn't gone to get help to change anything. I didn't want to go to the doctor. I couldn't even get her to try vitamins. But other than anxiety and not finding my words quick enough for him, I am pretty much the opposite of his controlling mom. But he knows I will take this as an insult and wanted to bait me for a fight. He sees something in you that he sees in his mother. He does. He does. Guys like this don't go 180. And I don't know how well you know his mother because his mother lives in another country. He usually calls me my father's name as an insult. Oh, Meat would love... Listen. That was something Meat did to Drunky, my mother. Constantly would call her Virginia. He would call her Virginia and send her into a rage. What sent my brother into a rage was when I called him Brian. And that's when he really lost his mind with me years ago. Okay? I'm like, you just like him, and he couldn't handle it. He lost his little bitch mind over it. I can and did use reason and logic and give examples of why neither of these have merit. He never accepts logical examples because he wants to devalue, be right, triangulate. So this is when I was done and let him say whatever he wants. Narcs get the last word. Gray rock or walk out is what I usually do at this point. I write this in hopes that people continue to learn that narcissists have many flavors and aren't also grandiose. They may switch between different types and different manipulations. It is exactly what you said, Ollie. Going to therapy may change his behaviors for a while. However, when he calls me his mother's name, my father, my sister, and any other insulting name, it is still better than when he used my real name constantly in a mocking and degrading way. It drove down my self-esteem to some of my lowest points, and you can't get away from yourself very easily. My cousin changed their names, and my family views them as crazy, but I understand why they did it. He finally let up on that, and the brainwashing of every day saying, we are opposite, I don't think like you. No crap, Sherlock. I got so sick of this brainwashing, I started to write it on the calendar, and he freaked out that someone would see. Secretly, I laughed because it was in pencil and we rarely have people over. This was one of the first times something was really weird. And I told you this when we spoke because I've Skyped with Anonymous here. Okay, so I do know more of her story. I told you the reason he freaked out on the calendar is because it is written evidence of what he did. It is a written record. Okay? Your husband being, a pilot understands the importance of written record. He gets it immediately. Immediately. That's why he doesn't want you, when he's calling you out on something that he's making up in his head or he's blowing out of proportion. He doesn't want you to go to the videotape, basically. He don't want you to pull out the calendar like, no, this is what you said. I know it because I wrote it down 3 months ago when it happened. That's hard to argue. He knows that. That's why he freaks out. He knows what he's doing. He knows it. He can't stop the fact that he calls you his mother, his father, your father's name, or whoever's name to insult you, and then uses your own name as a taunt. Okay, this guy, I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing. He knows it. I know many people are called much worse names, curse words, etc., and then my heart goes out to them. The important thing is not to react and give them insight and power to what hurts you the most. My husband did call me useless once, first words to me that morning in bed. I didn't hear him. He apologized about something and I said, "Pardon?" Then he said, "I'm sorry, I just called you useless. I shouldn't have." It was then I realized I disassociate. For those listeners who have commented that ADHD comes from early trauma and mind trying to flee or block, I do believe that. He wanted to make sure you heard it. It wasn't about the apology. He wanted to make sure you knew he called you useless. He knew it. Why do I stay? For now, I am trying to heal. And he is trying to heal and improve and is scared to death of being like his mother. He already is. Dude, he's there. Like, you're there, bro. Like, you are her. I have minimal contact with my other family and cut out narc friends. Until I learn to exercise boundaries and be more self-sufficient, I need to keep going. However, if you are dating, looking for red flags in family, see how your date and their family handles anger. Talk with good, normal, healthy friend or therapist who can confirm what is and what is not healthy. Thank you, Ollie, anonymous from narc infested waters. Well, it's good advice. You know, you got to understand that he knows he's his mother. He knows he's his mother. And where this is all going is he's going to then pin all his problems, all his personality issues, all of this on you. That's the whole point of it. So, you know, what you need to do is like what you said. Stop taking the bait. Don't take the bait. Gray rock, walk out, work on knowing what your boundaries are. I mean, the first part is you got to know what your goal is. What's your goal long term? What are your boundaries? Because you're someone who didn't even know that you were allowed to. If you don't even know you're allowed to have boundaries, how do you even know what those boundaries are? Stop groveling to him. Okay? Stop acting like his opinion is the opinion. Nobody died and made his opinion the opinion. Because what he will continue to do, I mean, this isn't about you cheating with other men, okay? Being off partying, doing drugs, drinking, party. No. He's berating you over how to put a scale away. And it's the little things that the narcissist berates you over that makes you the craziest. And here you are apologizing for putting a scale away the wrong way. That's got to stop. You have to know what your boundaries are, especially when you grew up and you lived decades believing you weren't even allowed to have boundaries. You got to know what they are, and then you got to stick to them. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for another contribution in Story Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like me to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care.